Hi everyone. So today I'll speak on some feature like how actually you can start working on your Autodesk AutoCAD platforms and like where you can start, some stuff that you can do, and to break the ice between you and the platform. Firstly, as like any platform, if you actually go here, okay, you can find the new or open, or for example, if you jump to the start, okay, you can find the option to open any drawings or actually start a new one. Obviously, actually, as you can tell here, you find like if you open something, some days ago, okay, you will find it here. Obviously, that means, okay, if this is your first time with Autodesk AutoCAD, okay, that would be different. Like obviously, like the versions, but more or less they are similar, but obviously every year, okay, Autodesk they add several feature. But I mean, if you are using 22, 23, 24, even 25, because actually it's happening right now. So, it should be same. So let's back to this drawing. So actually, uh, when it comes to Autodesk AutoCAD, so that means you are dealing with layers, okay, and 2D drawings. We'll see actually, like in a minute, like how even you can start reading, the elevations perspective, okay, from Z perspective. But firstly, as you can tell here, like you have actually several options. The home, the main one, okay, we usually like if you need like to draw like a line, circle, polyline, okay, arc, rectangle, whatever. Also in modify, when we start sometimes like copy, move, and rotate. Something maybe like as you can tell, okay, like you can also like sometimes type any command downstairs here, like copy or wherever. Okay, so for example, if you type copy, okay, you can just click on copy, okay, and select the item. So and usually it's really important when it comes to Autodesk AutoCAD platform to read while you are typing, okay, or sometimes if you do any messages, even like if you like put the cursor next to an item, okay, sometimes even they can start telling you what this item is doing. So for example, if you are still new to some items or some tools, okay, it's easy, just to jump there and you start actually having some explanation what exactly this tool is doing. But since actually we're speaking about like Autodesk AutoCAD, as it is actually based on lines and layer, something is important to figure out, the layer options. So usually, like if you click LA, from layer, don't worry about actually all the keys, by time you remember it. So you'll find actually, each line here is based on the layer. Why this is important? Because sometimes in some of the drawing, maybe you need actually to show some stuff. In another drawings, you need to like show, like for example, make some layer on, some layer off, because from here actually you can control that, okay, to make the layer on or not. Obviously, you can create a new layer, like for example, just type it here, okay, and type, the new layer for testing, and if you click on this layer, okay, with this like green check, that means this is the main layer. So whatever actually you're drawing after that, it will be, like include in that layer. However, for example, okay, if you just click here and click in this item like this, okay, so all the layers, okay, within this item, okay, has been, like gone or actually shut down, okay. However, okay, if you back here, it's like undo or previous, but this one just for layers, which is really good and is important because sometimes, like maybe you have done some stuff, okay, during that process, but you need back to that layer, but without actually stopping what you have done. So actually, just do previous, okay, and you can see that the layer actually back to the place. So this is really an important, okay, to deal with. And sometimes For example, there is a lot of standards, okay, from PS standard, or even here in Australia, from engineering standard that comes with it under the Transport for New South Wales. Like we have a certain code, to prepare the layers, because it is really important, because for example, how you name the layers, that sometimes mean it is architect, it's structural, it is actually mechanical, electrical, plumbing, or system. So it's really important, okay, to be deal with that. And along with that, there is something is important. For example, let's say you click on this one. So if you click on CH, which is the properties, and click enter, you can actually see all the properties for that line. So the color, the layer, the line type, because obviously we can change the line type, okay? Based, for example, polyline, center line, dash line, whatever. Okay. Also, you can understand, okay, the X and Y, Z, okay, for this one. For this line, like in this case, it is just, the elevation actually it is 0. However, for example, okay, let me just show you something interesting. So this is actually, a building example. But if you have a land development project like this one, so for example, here we have a contour lines, as you can tell, okay, and for example, okay, this contour line, the elevation is 26.1. So if I click on this line like this and type CH, so if you go here, you'll see the elevation actually is 26.1, which means that if you are dealing with the survey drawings, or actually you are dealing with the land development drawings where you have actually a contour line, okay, for land development, actually you can read it, okay, because why sometimes you do that? If you like dealing with a survey between Autodesk, AutoCAD, and Autodesk 3D, that's really helpful, okay? And sometimes it's really important. And something maybe here also is interesting to see that we have something called global width. So for example, if I make it like 0.1, actually, as you can tell, okay, I can see that this line becomes thinner than this line. And something is really important here, like when you deal with this one, okay, if you actually create a line by typing line, let's just show you something like this, and click here. See, like you don't have the options, okay, to make the width. But let's say you create a polyline, okay, by typing PL and do like this, and click here. See, you are actually able to add the elevation. You can actually add the width. For example, we'll make it like this, so it will be actually, see. So it's different if you deal with line and polyline, okay? We usually actually, if we need to add the properties for the line, okay, that we are doing, okay, with the elevation, and sometimes, okay, the top, we usually it's better to have the polyline, okay? Even actually when trying to join between different line, okay? Apart from that, which is something always is important when it comes to AutoCAD actually, or Autodesk platform, the unit. So actually, if you click UN, and click enter, you will be able actually to see the units, okay, in millimeters, centimeters, okay, whatever actually you prefer, okay. So actually you're able to change it from here, because obviously that's really important, and that obviously impact what you are doing. And even align with that discussion when it comes from the perspective about the unit, okay, actually is the dimension, or the annotations, okay. Obviously, you can deal, like for example, let's say I will make this from here, okay, so you can actually see the dimension. Maybe you have noticed that when I was close to this one, I'm seeing, this dot. Actually, downstairs here, like we have the object snap, okay, and this one, okay, like to make, so let's say I will make this off, and see here, nothing happening. But actually, when this is on, yeah, you can see it. And sometimes, for example, okay, forget this. Okay, if I come here, I type mid. So actually, where is the midpoint, okay? And actually, you can start. And for example, if I type in, So I will go here, okay, to the endpoint. So this is really helpful. And sometimes maybe you are interested to make it on, but sometimes now you prefer to make it off. And let's see what will happen if I open this. So for example, I'm going to do a polyline. See what's, sorry, polyline like this. See, actually it is what straight, you know, with 90-degree. However, if I put this off, see, you can deal with it, okay, as you like, you know. So it's really important, okay. But keep your eyes with me. See downstairs, like we have options in the command line. So this is really important, you know, to read while you're doing it. Let's say, for example, you want to actually to do an arc, okay. So click on A, and actually you can start doing it. And even with that, there's different options can happen. The radius, the first point, second point, okay, and so on, okay? Something is also important, okay, let me just show you something. If I'm doing like this, and let's say I need to close this plan, okay, or this drawing, I have the option close. What I need actually to press CL, as it's written, CL. So actually, they close it, okay? So it become actually as one entity. So this is really actually an important element, okay? When it comes, you know, like, I mean, to deal with the features, okay, like polyline, because usually, like sometimes maybe you wanna to close it, you know, for the purpose actually, for example, I mean, to do the hatching, okay? So for example, if you jump here, okay, like you can just click on the item, okay, from like just select the object, for example, click on S, and you can just select it. So actually it become hatch, okay? Obviously, you know, you can change, you know, the style, okay, based on that, okay, it's up to you. Okay, or even after you finish, okay, you can change the layer, the color, you know, if you make it by layer, so based on the layer, you know, it will be changed. But sometimes we keep the same layer, okay, but actually we change, you know, I mean, the layer, okay, for the purpose, okay, of doing, you know, the elements. But again, when it comes to deal with CAD environment, usually it's important to read the command from downstairs. Usually it's important, okay, to like use line when it comes, you know, to create different lines. It's important, you know, to actually to make sure that this is actually you need the snap, okay, on or off, okay. That's really important. Obviously, like there is also several options, okay, you can deal with like for example, okay, to make it straight line, okay, with actually 90-degree angles or not. Dimensions also is important, but also like sometimes, you know, that multiple text. So actually, if you put it this here, okay, so actually you can start, you know, Amer, okay. Again, see, it is really small. So if I click on CH, you know, I can actually understand, you know, the style. So actually, I can make it different, okay. The height, for example, okay, I can make it like bigger, you know. So that's really important because like sometimes as a part of what you see, because it is actually on, if I pick it off, so I can even, you know, change it, okay, in this way, you know. So this is really an important thing. Something also is important, okay, like sometimes to when you start actually jump here to the options, you know, you can actually play with the options, okay, in your CAD file. Like for example, here you have display options, you know, where actually like some stuff, like for example, the color theme, you prefer to make it light, okay, or you prefer to make it like dark. Usually like, so I think I was cut off. So usually, you know, like as a practitioner, they prefer actually to work with it, okay, as a, you know, like dark, you know, that actually what they usually prefer. Obviously, you know, like some elements here you can keep it the same. Even the size, okay, you can also change it, you know, but that's also it's up to you. So most of the preference, okay, like exactly how we do with the windows, you know, you can just, you know, come here, okay, to the options, and you can actually start work, with it. Okay, but again, personally, I prefer, the dark options more than actually other options. And yes, that's actually from me today. Okay, and more to come.